so good to be back here in South Carolina, home of the Gamecocks.
The iron Keyshawn swords it from the weak side, however, and flushes that done.
There it is.
Driven hard, the Gamecocks will take the series against their rival.
Hi again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Gamecock Insider. I'm your host, Derek Scott, at Founders Park, because we've got lots of baseball coverage to get into today. As well, we're going to dive into some Gamecock football, some off-season coverage there, and even get in the pool a little bit later on, so stay tuned for that. We start things off, as always, with our Prisma Health injury update. Eli Jersenbeck from Gamecock Baseball finding out the rough news earlier this week that he would miss the entirety of this season. It is a stress fracture in the elbow. He, of course, missed all of last season with an elbow injury that required Tommy John surgery. This injury not related to the previous ailment, but nonetheless, it is a very tough break for Eli, and our thoughts are with him as he prepares for surgery to correct this particular ailment. And that is your injury report, as always, brought to you by Prisma Health. Now, while we're talking baseball, it is rare that day 2 of the regular season is more memorable than opening day. But here at South Carolina, that was indeed the case this season, because day 2 featured the official naming of Ray Tanner Field, and that meant a huge celebration taking place here at Founders Park. So many of his former great players coming back to celebrate Coach Tanner, and we were able to capture everything that went into it right here.
Ray, I know you don't like to look back, so let me do it for you. When we came here all those years ago, who could have thought we'd be here at this day? In a way, I think you did. From the beginning, you knew how special this place could be. You saw the vision, a vision not just wins, but winning culture. They say that good teams win a lot of games, but families win championships. And there is no one in all the years of this institution that understands that more than you. So many are a part of this family because of you. And we built our own family here.
All right, have fun.
In the stands of Sarge Fry.
That's why he started a winning tradition here, and that's why he's going to keep a winning tradition here.
In the outfield of Founders Park.
I want to thank my family for their love and support, for allowing me to be involved in a little boy's game for many, many years.
And now that very field will forever be engraved with your name.
This is what it's all about. This is what you put the uniform on.
Pack your bags, Columbia! For the first time in 17 years, the Gamecocks are going to Omaha!
The wait is over. National champion. You gotta believe. And the Gamecocks are going back.
Quite a run for you guys there at Omaha.
You've been their leader for 27 years, and while your role has changed, some things will never fade. You'll still be here, guiding them, caring for them, being their coach.
Coach Tanner, because everybody here will always know you affectionately as Coach.
To go to Omaha.
Goodbye, forget it. You have taken an outstanding program to another level.
They've done it again. Back to back.
I don't think people really appreciate the run that Coach Tanner had at South Carolina.
All right. The national champions of college baseball.
I don't know how I feel. I'm off the ground right now. I'm so happy. We all dream about this.
What a journey this has been, and I'm thankful to have been here for every step, now and forever.
I will miss putting the uniform on, but you can rest assured I will be coaching where I'll be sitting.
Congratulations to Coach Tanner on this tremendous honor, and we'll look forward to playing ball all season long and into perpetuity here at Ray Tanner Field. And we're back with more of Gamecock Insider right after this.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Prisma Health, the official healthcare provider of the Gamecocks, and by Backstreet's Grill. Join us every Thursday at Backstreet's Grill on Divine Street, where Carolina calls from 6 to 7 p.m. Visit backstreetsgrill.com to learn more about their unique food and drink options.
I know what it takes to build a winning team, and I see that shining brightly every day in our long-standing partnership with Prisma Health. As our official team physicians, Prisma's commitment to helping our players achieve their best gives us an advantage every time we take the court. Prisma is illuminating a better view of health from every angle for all of our Gamecock athletes and for the communities across South Carolina and beyond. There's nobody our team trusts more, as together we see a healthy, hopeful way forward.
Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP experience this baseball season. Visit usccontest.com and register for your chance to be Cocky's game day guest. Winners will get a special invitation to a game, an autographed baseball and ball cap, 2 premium tickets, a trip to the radio booth, and more. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Cocky's Game Day Guest is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, here for all your auto, home, and life insurance needs.
They say home is where the heart is, and that's never been more true than it is right here.
Right now, in Colonial Life Arena. Colonial Life reminds us to stand together, no matter what.
And to lift each other up, both in support and celebration.
And the Gamecocks win!
So, if you're a Colonial Life policyholder,
business owner, community partner,
or a fellow fan,
thank you.
Because you make this house
our home.
Sound and Images has been providing the Midlands and South Carolina with professional audio-visual services for over 40 years. Now we're home to one of the most advanced venue and meeting spaces in the state. Experiencing the latest in video conferencing, live streaming, and virtual presentations at the new Sound and Images Business Center. We have space for every need, from smaller personal rooms to large rooms for conferences and events. Conveniently located just a few minutes from downtown. Elevate your AV and call Sound and Images today.
Welcome back to Gamecock Insider, everybody. I'm Derek Scott. Carolina football. It's always football season in the SEC, right? Well, really, it is the off season right now, but that doesn't mean that the young men on this team aren't grinding.
Look at who we have coming back next year, the young talent returning. There's going to be high expectations for this team in 2025. The trajectory for South Carolina, I think they are as exciting as a team, as dangerous a team as there's in college football.
I mean, how encouraging is it for you as a program builder to know that a main piece or the main piece of the team will be back next year to try to do this again?
Excited about the future, and yeah, we got a lot of great pieces that are returning in 25.
We know what it takes now. We just got to put it all together.
But there is so much more we can do if we strain to do it. This is not about you and the next man until we on the field and William Price. Right now, this is you versus you. Can you maintain your discipline? Can you maintain your consistency? Plain and simple. It's a new day. It's a new deal. There are new people. There are new objectives. There are new opportunities. There are going to be new moments. So we want to take it farther in everything we do. We want to go farther.
Time for our Terminex Pest Player of the Week. We're going into the pool. Sophie Verzile is a Colombian native. She's a junior, and at the recent SEC Swimming and Diving Championships, she claimed a gold and a silver medal in the 3-meter and 1-meter platform dive. So congratulations to Sophie on that great honor at the SEC Championships and on being our Terminex Pest Player of the Week. And we're back with more of Gamecock Insider in just a moment from Learfield.
Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for just $379 a month for 39 months. Toyota, let's go places. What does farm to table mean to you? Fresher, tastier food? Sitting down with family and friends at local restaurants? Sure, but thanks to South Carolina farmers and chefs, you can enjoy farm to table anywhere. That's because when you buy certified SC, you're supporting South Carolina farmers and getting locally grown food that's perfect for whatever table. So choose local, choose fresh. It's a matter of taste.
They say home is where the heart is, and that's never been more true than it is right here.
Right now, in Colonial Life Arena. Colonial Life reminds us to stand together, no matter what.
And to lift each other up, both in support and celebration.
And the Gamecocks win!
So, if you're a Colonial Life policyholder,
business owner, community partner,
or a fellow fan,
thank you.
Because you make this house
our home.
Sound and Images has been providing the Midlands and South Carolina with professional audio-visual services for over 40 years. Now we're home to one of the most advanced venue and meeting spaces in the state. Experiencing the latest in video conferencing, live streaming, and virtual presentations at the new Sound and Images Business Center. We have space for every need, from smaller personal rooms to large rooms for conferences and events. Conveniently located just a few minutes from downtown. Elevate your AV and call Sound and Images today.
Good hard work has earned Hannah Togami the title of Colonial Life Academic Athlete of the Week. A member of the women's track and field team, Hannah is a visual communications major at South Carolina. This week's Academic Athlete of the Week is brought to you by Colonial Life. Colonial Life, the benefits of good hard work.
Here's a drive to left, off the bat of Nathan Hall. It's out of here. He smokes one into the seats in left, and the Gamecocks have some breathing room. It is 6-0.
He stayed right on that pitch, line drive, no doubter.
That's your Sansbury. Did you see that play? Nathan Hall with the 3-run blast that gave Carolina some breathing room in what was, to that point, a pretty tight matchup with Sacred Heart on the Sunday game, the final game of the weekend opening series for Gamecock baseball. Now, right now we are looking at a year-long celebration of 50 years of Gamecock women's athletics. And while some of the former players, the alums, came back to town recently for a celebration, we had a chance to sit down with them and ask their advice for the current Gamecock ladies.
Well, a lot of stuff has changed, for sure.
You have a lot of opportunities here. You have great facilities. You have wonderful coaches. Take advantage of it all and enjoy your university years.
I think that every kid has to do what they want to do, and every young man and a young lady has to, but take advantage of it, have fun with it, and make sure that you can keep those connections, because they are lifelong friends.
I'll take this from being a student athlete as well as where I am in life today, but I have learned that I live for today and plan for tomorrow.
Just look at people from the past and also in the current year and see what people are doing right, and also, take ownership. Be yourself and your best self.
Find you, be you. Find what makes you happy. Surrounding yourself with people who know who you are or who support who you are.
My advice for current athletes is take advantage of every opportunity you're given. Every connection you make when you are at this university will open a door down the road.
Always support those around you, and they'll support you. Like, surround yourself with the people that you can help each other.
Live it up, because it goes by so fast.
Perfect. That's all.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I know what it takes to build a winning team, and I see that shining brightly every day in our long-standing partnership with Prisma Health. As our official team physicians, Prisma's commitment to helping our players achieve their best gives us an advantage every time we take the court. Prisma is illuminating a better view of health from every angle for all of our Gamecock athletes and for the communities across South Carolina and beyond. There's nobody our team trusts more, as together we see a healthy, hopeful way forward.
Lease a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 for just $379 a month for 39 months. Toyota, let's go places.
You've never been afraid to put in the work. The extra early, extra late, extra work. Because you understand that education is the key that unlocks everything. Better pay, better hours, better opportunities, a better you. And playing the lottery is no different. Getting educated before you play gives you the tools you need to be a better player. Like knowing when to play and when to take a rain check. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou to be a better player.
Welcome back to Gamecock Insider, everybody. As you know from this show, we have been promoting a program on Gamecocks Plus known as The Follow. It is all about Gamecock baseball. This is the third season we've done The Follow, and the first episode is now available on Gamecocks Plus. As you can imagine, you're going to get a heaping helping of coverage of Pulmonary and also on the Gamecocks' newest leadoff hitter, that being Lexington's own Nathan Hall.
Again, this goes back to the influence that my father had on me. When I told him at 14 years old that I knew what I wanted to do, I wanted to be a college baseball coach. He said, if you want to do that, then you got to do it for the right reasons. And I said, okay, Pop, what are the right reasons? He said, first, let me tell you what the wrong reasons are. Don't do it for prestige. Don't do it because of popularity. Don't do it because you think you're going to make a lot of money, because you're probably not. Okay, don't even do it because you love baseball or you love winning. There's only one reason to do it, and that is to have an influence on young people's lives, a positive influence, to teach them what it takes to be successful today on a baseball field, but those lessons will later translate to success in life in general. I had two goals in sports. I wanted to be the quarterback at the University of Notre Dame, and I wanted to play for my father in college baseball. But of course, you couldn't do both. You know, one was at one school, and one was at the other. I was a high school quarterback, but certainly I was not big enough, nor was I good enough to fulfill the dream of being quarterback at Notre Dame. So what I decided to do was put my focus on having a college baseball career, and hopefully that would lead to a professional baseball career. But my goal was to play for my dad. My dad was a great junior college coach, first one to 1,000 career wins. He won a national championship. He had 4 or 5 near misses, like second or third place finishes in the JUCO World Series. He had 35 former players make it to the major leagues, including a couple Hall of Famers. Playing for my father, who I, was like my best friend, and just, I looked up to him so much, was really my goal. While other kids were running off to camp, I was running out to my dad's office or being in the dugout and just learning from him every day, and that's what I wanted. He recognized that, and so he kind of took me under his wing and taught me all these lessons at a young age. And the one thing that I was going to say that I'm probably most proud about in my career, that moving from St. Thomas to the Air Force Academy, at both those schools, hardly anybody even knew we had a baseball program, okay? Then we went to Notre Dame, which obviously was a much bigger name. And then, of course, to LSU, where the pressure is no greater anywhere than in college baseball than there. And South Carolina is the same as LSU. But each time as I moved jobs, the pressure to win probably ratcheted up a little bit. But I never lost sight of what was most important to me as a coach, and that was working with young people and teaching them what it took to be successful. And I think that's the thing I'm most proud of. When I'm dead and gone from this world, I want my legacy not to be how many games did he win or how many championships did he win as a coach, but to see those people that have become adults. They started out as young people, became adults, and now they've become leaders in society as well. It's the first time that I've gone into a season as the head coach without my team being ranked since 2008, my second year at LSU, okay? And I told my 2008 team long before the season began that this will be the last year anybody ever takes LSU lightly in baseball, because I knew we were going to turn it around. And we did. That year, in 2008, we were picked to finish 5th in the SEC West, 10th out of 12 teams, and we weren't ranked. Well, all we did was win the SEC West, win the SEC tournament, be a national seed, win our regional, win our super regional, go to Omaha. We won 1 game in Omaha and lost 2 close games. And then the very next year, we were preseason #1 in the country, and we won the national championship.
Now, Gamecock fans, turn your attention to the field and help us look at today's celebrity stars. Softball head coach Ashley Chastain and baseball head coach Paul McGarry.
Gamecock Nation! Let's go! Let's get fired up! Hey, Ashley and I are so proud to be here. We're going to win a lot of games in the spring, but we got a big job today. It's time to open a can of whoop-ass.
Did our football team, they were picked to finish 13th out of 16 teams this year. They weren't ranked in the preseason poll. And look what they did. They won 9 games and our coach was the coach of the year, okay? Well, this team is going to surprise a lot of people this year, okay? I can't promise you we're going to win all those championships that the 08 team did, I don't know. But this team is better than a lot of people think. And we know it's a tough league. I mean, every team practically in the league is ranked. You know, there's a few that aren't, including ourselves. But we're not going to forfeit any games. We're going to show up and we're going to play, and we're going to stun a lot of people this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. I kind of am enjoying being the underdog for once, you know. It won't last long. We're not going to be an underdog for many years, okay? But it's a little bit fun for me because it's a little bit of a change of status, so to speak.
Before I ended up committing here, I hopped on a call with Coach Maneri and basically talked about his philosophy, talked about, you know, his interest for the team. And I was like, no wonder this guy's done what he's done in college baseball, arguably the best college, you know, baseball coach, you know, historically. You know, he's up there for wins. I mean, I really don't think I could be playing for a better coach. You know, he pushes me harder than any coach has pushed me in the outfields, you know, whether I like it or not, and I respect them for it, you know. There are moments where I'm playing good and I thought, you know, I had it figured out, and they're like, I'm not hustling after balls as hard as I should in the outfield, you know. He checks me for it. And I really appreciate him for that. You know, he really tries to get the best out of his players. And that's why I think he's been so successful, is because he's done that over his time in college baseball. So I lived in Springfield, Massachusetts at the time. I was born in Philly, so lived up north for a little bit until I was about 7. Started playing baseball when I was about 5 years old. I started playing baseball before any other sports, but ever since I could remember, it was always, after my first game, you know, it was always the dream, like, you know, I want to play pro baseball. It hit me, and it stuck with me forever. And naturally, I was better than all the other kids at that age. Like, you know, kids were dropping fly balls, kids were missing ground balls. And I was fielding them, and I remember there was a pop-up hit to me in T-ball, and I caught it, and all the parents, of course, went crazy. And I was like, I thought to myself, I was like, I feel like that's what you're supposed to do. I don't know why everyone's cheering. As time went on, started to realize, like, you know, I'm gonna have to work a little bit harder at this. I'm gonna have to actually, you know, use my resources and use people that are, you know, want me to succeed to help me get a little bit better at this game. And through all the ups and downs, you know, that dream hasn't wavered, and I still do. You know, I still have that dream. So I heard about him, didn't know it was such a big baseball program at the time. You know, being from Massachusetts, baseball really, I mean, baseball was big, obviously. You know, down the street you had the Boston Red Sox. I'm a Red Sox fan, so that's the biggest stage I've ever seen. The first time I came to a game here with my buddy, I mean, it was it was unbelievable. I remember, like, it left me speechless. I was like, wow, like, this is awesome. This is an awesome park. I'm surprised this isn't a Major League Baseball field, you know? It's awesome how in full swing, like, I'm here now. If I was gonna tell myself, like, Nate, like, you're gonna be back here, you're gonna be playing in this outfield for these, for these Gamecock fans, I would think you were lying to me.
You've never been afraid to put in the work. The extra early, extra late, extra work. Because you understand that education is the key that unlocks everything. Better pay, better hours, better opportunities, a better you. And playing the lottery is no different. Getting educated before you play gives you the tools you need to be a better player, like knowing when to play and when to take a rain check. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou to be a better player.
Farm Bureau Insurance wants to give you a VIP experience this baseball season. Visit usccontest.com and register for your chance to be Cocky's Game Day guest. Winners will get a special invitation to a game, an autographed baseball and ball cap, 2 premium tickets, a trip to the radio booth, and more. Visit usccontest.com to register today. Cocky's Game Day guest is brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance, here for all your auto, home, and life insurance needs.
Sound and Images has been providing the Midlands and South Carolina with professional audio-visual services for over 40 years. Now we're home to one of the most advanced venue and meeting spaces in the state. Experiencing the latest in video conferencing, live streaming, and virtual presentations at the new Sound and Images Business Center. We have space for every need, from smaller personal rooms to large rooms for conferences and events. Conveniently located just a few minutes from downtown. Elevate your AV and call Sound and Images today.
What does farm to table mean to you? Fresher, tastier food? Sitting down with family and friends at local restaurants? Sure, but thanks to South Carolina farmers and chefs, you can enjoy farm to table anywhere. That's because when you buy certified SC, you're supporting South Carolina farmers and getting locally grown food that's perfect for whatever table. So choose local, choose fresh. It's a matter of taste.
Gamecock Insider is brought to you by Prisma Health, the official healthcare provider of the Gamecocks, and by Backstreet's Grill. Join us every Thursday at Backstreet's Grill on Divine Street for Carolina calls from 6 to 7 p.m. Visit backstreetsgrill.com to learn more about their unique food and drink options.
Back to wrap things up on this week's edition of Gamecock Insider. That means it's time for On the Road, brought to you by Toyota. Lots of squads going on the road this week. We start with Tuesday night. Gamecock basketball will be at Missouri to take on the Tigers. Meanwhile, Gamecock softball heads up to Charlotte. Ashley Chastain-Woodard taking her team up against her former squad. Switch to Thursday. Gamecock women's basketball heads to Ole Miss. And then, of course, on Friday, the beginning of the Palmetto Series, Gamecock baseball at Doug Kingsmore Stadium to take on the Clemson Tigers. And that is On the Road, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And that wraps things up for us on this week's edition of Gamecock Insider. I'm Derek Scott. We'll see you next week.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.